Before you say anything, yes, I'm aware I look like Rudolph right now. It is because of acne on my nose. I apologize in advance if it's a bit distracting, but the show must go on. It's nighttime. I'm home alone. Let's look at some spooky stuff. I'll be doing my best to put myself into the video. Not literally, of course, but more like realistically. If I was in this situation, what would I do? If you were in this situation, what would you do? That being said, let's get into it. This video was posted to r/ghosts by the user Odious. According to the poster, it was recorded on a Eufy security camera, which, honestly, I'm grateful for, because the quality ain't too bad. With the amount of garbage quality videos that I see, I am a little excited to watch this, so let's take a look. So, judging by the sound alone, I'm going to say that the door was never actually pushed in all the way. I mean, we could see that the doorknob doesn't move. And I hate to be that guy, but air pressure is a thing. Trust me, air pressure can explain away a good 40% of all spooky encounters. But let's go on a little side story here. I actually used to work graveyard shifts at my old company. Oftentimes it was just me and one other coworker in the building. Sometimes just me if somebody called in sick. There was security, but depending which security was on shift, there was a good chance they'd just be sleeping throughout the night. Now, this night, this particular coworker that I was working with was asleep. She always fell asleep around midnight, which is funny because the shift was 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. Anyway, if we weren't busy, I didn't really care. I just focus on my tasks and watch my YouTube videos. Tangent of a tangent, but I actually loved watching spooky videos on the graveyard shift. Anyway, I'm sitting there, the dead of night. I'm not watching anything at this time. I'm just focused on the task that I'm doing. Just barely over the top of my monitor, I could see the rest of the room. And then I hear a sound. My eyes move from my screen to above my screen. And I see one of the conference room doors slowly swinging open, revealing a pitch black room. While it was still swinging inward, I literally shook my coworker awake and I'm like, yo, are you seeing this shit? Like, I wasn't super spooked. I was more like in disbelief. So naturally, I went and checked, looked around in the room. There's nothing. Of course, there was nothing. But then when I tried to replicate the sound, I guess, I couldn't do it. I tried all sorts of ways. I had the door like slightly pulled in and then nothing. I just couldn't replicate it. So I thought that was pretty interesting. Logically, it's air pressure though. It's gotta be. Yet somehow, despite however much hours had passed since the previous usage of that room, the door didn't swing open until that exact moment. Nobody was moving, and of course no windows were open. So where exactly did the air pressure come from? Anyway, that was a short story on air pressure, and that is exactly what I think this video was. This next video was posted to r/ghosts by the user SLVater. We can see the footage takes place inside of a home from what appears to be a home security camera. The poster gives us a bit of information here, so we'll look at the video before I read it for you guys. The text on the post reads,
"My uncle who lived with my parents passed away in March. The door that leads to the garage can be seen opening on its own, and the light turns on once it's open. They've never had anything happen at their house currently until this last night. The door opening on its own wouldn't have made me think anything, but the light turning on got me. It's not an automatic light. When I listened with sound on, I feel like I can hear movement as well. His birthday was this past Sunday and my mom's birthday was the day after. They always celebrated together. The timing is getting me too. My mom kept his dog in his room with all his stuff in it as is. I feel like it's him returning home. The video didn't give me bad vibes at all, but maybe I'm just being wishful that it's him. What do you think?
I mean, I won't lie, I feel kind of bad picking this apart after reading all of that. But honestly, we, the viewers, didn't really get to see a whole lot going on in this video. But assuming that the poster is being 100% honest here, I do think that this is possible. At least it's not the first time I've heard of something like this happening. Someone recently deceased, whether a friend or family member, seemingly revisiting a spot. At least that's what we like to tell ourselves, that it's our loved one visiting and not something else. This next video was posted to TikTok by the user Stephanie McKee93. This video was recorded on someone's home security camera facing what appears to be someone's patio and backyard at night. Watch this with me so I don't start shivering in my boots too much. Okay, so I think I got this one. If you've ever had a really crappy CCTV camera or something, or even just access to the footage, you might know exactly what I'm about to say. But on this footage, typically, you can see that when somebody leaves good lighting and enters like a shadow or a darker area, it kinda looks like they fade out of existence. This typically only happens if they're like far away already, or if it's like in this video, nighttime. I don't know why they're so crappy, but this looks exactly like that phenomenon. Or, you know, it's like Mothman or something, but we didn't see him take off, so I'll be placing my bets on it being the camera quality. This next video was posted to TikTok by the user Jose Fierro9. It appears to be dashcam footage from someone driving at nighttime. The road is pretty desolate, and there aren't much lights around. Let's take a look, shall we? Well, Jose, if you ever see this, you're a better man than me. Because honestly, unless I run into like a moose or a cow, I am tearing through anything I find on the road. Ladies, gentlemen, and any hitchhikers listening, you can see me coming. I can't see you. I cannot see you until I'm right in front of you. Please stand at the side of the road and stick your thumb out. I'm still not gonna stop, of course. Sorry, but I'm not picking up any hitchhikers at nighttime. But look on the bright side. At least you won't get turned into a memory when I zoom by and don't see you until the last second. Because you thought that I was able to see you in these conditions. There's actually one more from Jose though. So before we discuss my morals, let's take a look at this one. This one to me looks like it was filmed with a phone camera. A lot less steady than the first video. I'm not seeing things, right? Anyway, the preemptive filming makes me doubt whether this is real or not. But at least they took my advice and moved out of the road and instead emerged from the side of the road. Judging by the clothing though, it could just be a junkie or somebody trying to carjack this guy's vehicle, and they're not doing a very good job. This next video was posted on r/ghosts by the user Lucrain. We see that this is surveillance footage from a camera pointed at what appears to be the yard of someone's house. The title states,
My coworker gave me permission to share this footage. She said that the gate in question has to be forced open and is a struggle to open every day. The cat sketches me out.
alright, well, let's not be too hasty in blaming the innocent cat. Here's the video. Okay, so I clearly misunderstood. I thought that they were blaming the cat at first. What they were actually saying was that the little kitty convinced them. Also, I'm no engineer, but that gate actually looks incredibly lubricated and easy to move. A follow-up video would have certainly quelled my doubts. But I mean, the cat did kind of get the hell out of there pretty fast. But that's also like kind of what cats do. Still, I just can't shake how easily that gate opened. It genuinely looks effortless. So, assuming they're not blatantly lying here, that would be quite alarming, huh? What do you guys think? This next video was posted to TikTok by the user Gemma Pasra. The footage takes place in Indonesia, near an elementary school we can see on the right side. It's a pretty rainy night, setting the mood for the video right away. And can I just say that schools are terrifying at nighttime? Maybe because it's a big, echoey building in the darkness, when it's usually filled with life and noise during the day. But I did not want to be anywhere near a school after dark as a child. It honestly felt like I'd get scooped up by something or someone without ever getting the chance to make a peep, and nobody would ever find me. I would just be gone. Ignoring my hyperactive imagination, let's take a look at this video and see what they've got for us.
Perhatikan bayangan di pojok kiri.
So at first I was gonna say, maybe there's a trick of the lighting that we're not really seeing, and that shadow was actually the biker's shadow. But then it started walking and I said, I really have no damn clue what that was. I mean, being realistic, I'm still gonna say that it was someone else's shadow, just not the biker's shadow. There's gotta be like a light somewhere in the schoolyard that's just illuminating somebody, possibly illuminating a security guard or the man that came to check and help the biker. And it happened at this timing because he heard the commotion of the crash. And, when he was moving, that's the shadow being cast across the street onto the building. But you know what? I'm just a guy looking at spooky things in his bedroom. And it's always easy to explain away someone else's spooky experience. So I will leave this one to you guys. This video was posted to the r/moon subreddit by the user vampires_suck13. Honestly, a breath of fresh air. It's always the UFO subreddit this or the ghost subreddit that. The post is asking for an explanation, stating,
Can anybody explain what I'm seeing in this video? Last night at approximately 10:30 Pacific time, I witnessed something that I can't explain. I was hoping someone with knowledge on this topic has a logical answer.
The user wrote a lot more than that, but we'll take a look after the video. Also, what a coincidence. I have a lot of logical answers. Let's take a look at the video, shall we?
It's starting to go all around it.
I know. I have no clue what that... Because the sun has been set for a couple hours.
No lunar eclipse.
No, that's not what a lunar eclipse looks like. Oh, what the what's in front of it now?
No, it's got 2 dots on it now.
It's got... What the is going on?
It's starting to cover it.
What is that? What the There's not a cloud in the sky.
I'm so confused.
I can't explain. I've never seen anything like this.
It's like it's on now.
Yep.
Okay, now.
And now whatever the it's gone.
It's just a little star there now. Now it's gone. Thanks.
As for the rest of what the user wrote,
Please excuse my language in the video. I'm a Marine and vulgarity is my mother tongue. I was sitting outside reading when I saw what I thought was an airplane light. As I watched it, it became apparent that it was not an airplane. What I saw was the crescent of the moon forming from a small point of light into a full crescent. As I continued to watch, the crescent dissipated into nothing. I called my son outside to see what I was seeing, and he was just as perplexed as I was. The moon continued to appear and disappear a total of 7 times until it just didn't appear again. It hadn't set yet, so we just continued to watch, waiting for it to reappear, and it never did. We waited until, according to Google, the time for it to set had arrived. For some added context, it was a perfectly clear night sky last night in Northern California. There were no clouds in the sky to obstruct the moon, and there were no fires that might create smoke. I took multiple videos of the occurrence and I will add one here. Feel free to ask any questions. I am beyond curious about what I witnessed.
so the first thing I want to say is, what an amazing video. Not the quality, of course, but I mean, I could see clearly what they're talking about happening in the video. And I'll be honest with you, man. It's gotta be aliens. Okay, what I actually meant to say was, I have no idea what this is. But even for a conveniently dark cloud that is virtually indistinguishable to the naked eye, it wouldn't really be like how a cloud moves over the moon. So I don't think this is a cloud. Plus, this apparently happened a total of 7 times. So this is pretty weird. But alas, my knowledge of the moon is akin to a caveman. I simply look and admire. So if anybody actually knows what's going on here, I would also love to know. This next video was posted on TikTok by user Anita Naziel1. It was filmed near the infamous Highway of Tears. Honestly, guys, this is my first time hearing about it. If you don't know what it is already, it is a 720-kilometer stretch of highway in British Columbia. Honestly, guys, my first time hearing about British Columbia. Alright, I'm done messing around. Since the 1960s, tons of disappearances have happened here. As a matter of fact, if you were to check the wiki, it straight up says 80 plus victims, murders, and disappearances. So despite me cracking jokes, I'd probably be shivering in my boots there at nighttime. Luckily, this video was recorded during the daytime. So let's take a look and see what it's all about. You know what makes this truly unsettling? The place looks haunted already, man. The sky is overcast. The trees have no leaves. Dude, even the grass isn't that green. It's like a dull grayish green. The trampoline and swing set imply that there are small children around. So from a parent's point of view, this would definitely put a frown on my face. Because if it's not somebody being kidnapped and tortured, then it's probably some tweaker or drug addict screaming out there. And if it's not either of the two I just mentioned, it is almost certainly a bobcat. That being said, none of these things are good, but I don't have kids to watch play outside, so I can just stay inside and sip on my tea. Maybe lock the doors and hope the sounds stop before the sun goes down. This next video was posted to r/ghosts by the user The Captain's Chair. The title says,
Just one of the many ghosts who haunt the Huntsman Cancer Hospital.
and well, they also added a solid bit of text to the post as well. We're gonna take a look at the video before I read all of that text for you guys. Now, the text reads, I used to work night shift at a prominent cancer center in Utah. Late at night when things were slow, some of the nurses would share ghost stories of experiences that had happened on shift. The security guards always had good stories too. This was an old video that used to make the rounds among the staff from 2016. I got my hands on it in 2020, so the quality looks a bit rough. The woman in the window looks like she's sitting in a wheelchair wearing one of the hospital blankets. The window pictured is in the parking garage, and the place where she appears is actually a stairwell. She's actually hovering over the stairs that are going down. When the guards on the night shift saw her disappear from view, they rushed outside thinking she'd leapt off the ledge of the garage and disappeared. When they got out there, she was gone without any trace. They came back and inspected the video closer before realizing she was a ghost. So after reading all of that, there's just one question that's been gnawing at my mind. You know how big corporations do anything to make their business look good? Even bad things? Why do hospitals not do that? Like, surely it can't be good to know that everybody thinks your hospital is haunted AF. Like, even more haunted than other hospitals. Super haunted. But honestly, I believe this one. In a place where ghost encounters are as common as clouds, I really don't have any business picking apart anything. And honestly, if I was on security that night and I checked the footage and realized that I was staring at a ghost, I am not checking that area properly at night ever again. So don't hire me to be your security if your place is haunted. Also, I'm a bit apologetic for what you're about to hear, but if this ghost lady spawned in a wheelchair, then theoretically, doesn't that kind of mean that the wheelchair was ghostly too? Does that mean that just the ghostly wheelchair can spawn in? Or am I just crazy and she was actually sitting down on nothing? She was postured as if a wheelchair was there, but there was actually nothing there. I guess we'll never know. Thank you for watching, and please like and subscribe if you enjoy this sort of content. It really helps me know that I'm not just posting into the void. And remember, I am always chasing the truth.